Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Though the judgment that the court gave some few hours ago was not totally in favor of the pro-wiki lawmakers, I'm referring to amaewhule, Martin Amaewhule, and his people, but apparently they have made up their mind also not to give Fubara arrest on all sides, as they have decided also to resist any form of local government movement that Fubara is about to make in a few days to come. Well, let's find out really what it's all about. Of course, my colleague house. Well, according to the news, the 27 members of the River State House of Assembly, loyal to the former Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Yeso Wike, have vowed to block any attempt by Governor Similayo Fubara to install caretaker committees in the state's 23 local government areas. And the warning was delivered on Friday by the pro-wiki speaker, that's Martin Amaewhule himself, during a news briefing in the state capital. Amaewhule literally stated that the assembly will not accept such a caretaker arrangement of any kind, which he described as an aberration. Of course, this development comes as the tenure of the current 23 local government chairman is set to expire on June 17, 2024. Now, Amaewhule, remember the court case eventually, the next hearing will be on June 20th. Now, Amaewhule made it clear that the Assembly will not entertain any list of caretaker committee members from the governor, insisting that such an arrangement goes against the Constitution. And the group's co-national chairman, that's LGA, has called on the governor, Similayo Fubara, to urgently nominate and send names to the Assembly for appointments as caretaker committee chairman. Now, Ngofo, a former Nigerian ambassador to the Netherlands, condemned the current local government chairman's vow to remain in office beyond their tenure, describing it as illegal. The unfolding events in Rivers State have, of course, drawn a lot of attention of the Judiciary, with the Court of Appeal in Rivers State, Port Harcourt in particular, ordering all parties involved in the ongoing House of Assembly crisis to maintain the status quo. My colleague is in the House. And, of course, the local government chairman, the likes of Chide Lloyds and the likes, have really, they've been very bold in their assertions that they're moving nowhere, that they've given them 6 months, and that 6 months extension being given to them by their Amaewhule group, that they're going to, sit on it, literally. And, they even did, let's tell ourselves the truth, Martin is them, they did quite a strong thing against the governor. Revoked some powers of the governor and put it upon themselves, where even the governor have no say or way in the issue of nomination and the likes, giving themselves such powers, which even undermines and negates the Constitution of Nigeria. What's the take on this drama unfolding?
Well, it's for me, it's just a way of they just want to be felt, not that they already know that they are so powerless right now. Even the local government chairman, don't forget that right now there's a case in court between the federal government and the 36 state governors over the issue of LGA autonomy. The governor reserved exclusive rights over it provided for in the Constitution, and whether we like it or yes, the House of Assembly in Rivers is too small to alter the provision of the Constitution. So I knew that whatever they were doing was just very much invalid. It has no power at all. Now, one thing is clear: what is keeping the so-called chairman here in the seat and all of that is, number one, internally generated revenue. That's what they want to still stay back and keep collecting. And secondly, allocation that the governor normally send across to them. So what will happen is, number one, the governor have already ceased paying them salaries. He doesn't root their salary, or he doesn't root the salaries of shouldn't be shaky about anything. They can stay in office, but the truth is that when the caretaker committee chairman will be elected, the battle will declare itself. So that's just it.
No, Martin Amaewhule has actually reacted to what the verdict of the court says. The author speaker of the River State House of Assembly has voiced his reaction to the appeal court decision to uphold Victor Oko Jumbo position as speaker. In his remarks, Amaewhule commended the judiciary for its unwavering commitment to the rule of law and the role it plays in maintaining stability within the state. And of course, he acknowledged the importance of the legal framework in sustaining governance and praised the judiciary's efforts in upholding democratic principles. Though despite his removal from office, Amaewhule conveyed his respect for the court's ruling and showed a willingness to move forward in a manner that promotes peace and order. Amaewhule also assured his supporters and fellow legislators of his commitment to the rule of law. He reiterates the importance of following legal procedures and ensuring that the legislative body operates within the boundaries of the law. This, he noted, is crucial for the legitimacy and effectiveness of the House's activities. Amawale said, I thank the Court of Appeal for what they are doing for this country, especially for their efforts in ensuring that the rule of law remains the order of the day in this country. We thank them for what they're doing for this country, and our hope is that we continue to serve this country in that capacity. What a take, judging the fact that he's accepting whatever verdict that has been given thus far. Would it be the same to come 20th of June and the court decides to give a verdict that is not favorable to him? Will he also accept it and move on with his life, having lost all parts? What a take.
We already know that the respect for judiciary has been so on platter, So right now, they know that for now, the position of the court is everything should hold sway, everything should be on standstill. There is no change. Nobody has been told. Everything is like at the same position. They are only trying to tell them hostility should stop. We are going to reach a consensus by 20th of June. So it's 20th of June that will decide everything, whether they'll be in office or they'll be out of office. But you already know that it's quite a sensitive case, and I don't know how it's going to be handled. But however, they are waiting and praying, owing to the fact that their number one boss, talking about Wike, is already
doing something. They must do something.
He's possibly doing a lot to ensure that they return back. But ABC have already closed their door, and ABC is even hopeful, from all what we have seen, hopeful that seat will be continually declared vacant, so that when the time comes for them to invade, by election, they can seize that opportunity. New faces can be seen in that State House of Assembly.
What do you also think, wrapping it up, what do you also think about this issue of them rejecting the caretaker committee? Will Fubara be submitting the list to them or to Jumbo? Judging also the fact that the court says they should maintain status quo, no hearing, no nothing.
Well, the whole thing lies with Fubara. Fubara can appoint them, and but we know that.
But after appointing them, they have to give those lists for the legislature. Yes. But now they're saying everything should hold.
So it doesn't take anything. But as I did say before, now
doesn't that mean that
all those chairmen who are making noise and all of that, everything revolves around the issue of the income they keep generating from that place. So most markets located in those areas, they get income from them. Internal generated revenue in the local government is all their target. We know this thing. But whatever they are going to do, the truth remains that after 17, there won't be any iota of funds released to them again. So if you like to sit in the office, sit in the office. But bros, money no they come your side again. And after a while, some of the touts that are in their own individual local government will rise up against them, because already their seats have been declared invalid. You are out of the office. It's a national thing. You're out of the office. You're out of the office. Then the new guys will have to take over. So, but then, pending what will happen. So, already we are seeing River State in the map of Nigeria as going to be very problematic, especially if amaewhule is reinstated again as the Speaker of the House, because I know so well, with the way Judiciary has played down on their importance, the governor may pretend to have heard that judgment, but will not respect it. Or peradventure, even if he intends to respect it, he will forward the case to the Supreme Court, which by forwarding the case to the Supreme Court, the status quo will still remain, which means Jumbo will still be acting in his state as the Speaker of the State House of Assembly.
Taking it to the Supreme Court, that is more like jurisdiction of Yeso Wike himself, who is a federal person.
Well, however it's going to be handled, it will be handled, but Judiciary must also be in mind that anything that they do, they're not only doing it against those, whether the appellants, they're not doing it, or claimants, they're not doing it against those people. They are rubbishing their name. You understand? Imagine what is happening in the case of Nnamdi Kanu right now. We see cases whereby even the number one Bichi was given an instruction, he should do this, do that. If not, he will be thrown into prison and all of that. Those things are still hanging. As of yesterday, Lawyer Jibako was crying out that they went to have a special time with their client, Nnamdi Kanu, so that on the 19 and 20, when the case will come up again, they can conclude on a lot of things that they were being prevented from entering. That they gave them some conditions which, for them was totally out of place. So they now came to the social media to shout, Now, that despite the fact that the court had already said, DSS don't be doing this. Everybody's just like taking them for nothing. So right now, the weakest, I would say, that the weakest arm of government is actually the judiciary. Because whatever they bring, and we saw in the case of this thing in Kano Emirates,
Sanusi,
Bairu and Sanusi, they were busy. This court will release this one, this court will release, to a point that Kayode himself, Ariwola, the number one man in judiciary, had to call the judges that they should come over and explain the issue. Why would you guys be giving judicial orders, counter judicial orders? This one will say Bayero should leave. The other one will say Sanusi will leave. The next thing Bayero should go in. Sanusi should go in. I mean, it was quite unthinkable, So Judiciary should, in the midst of all of this, let them try to see how they can recoup back their self. They've lost it. I'm saying the truth.
All right, that's we're going to wrap it up. We could go on what to take. The judgment's just about the corner, and of course, very soon, these guys said local government chairman will be finishing their tenure. Will they keep to their promise and their threat that they're going nowhere? The likes of One Osiki, Chideloid, or will they obey the standing rule and order on authority of the governor of Fubara? Just about a few days to come. Let's go wrap it up. Let's discuss in our conversation.
Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global